We have a crisis in firefighting funds here in the United States of America, and what has this Congress done about it? Nothing, absolutely nothing, zero, nada. Hasn't even held a hearing. Now, right now, there are 11 major fires burning in Oregon, 5 in Washington, 1 the largest in the history of the state, 2 in Utah, 2 in Idaho, 1 in California, 1 in Arizona. There are forecasts for a substantial amount of new lightning storms moving through. That means more fires. Our resources are about at their maximum, and the Department of Interior and the Forest Service are about to run out of funds. Now, this was predictable. The budget set by the Republicans and Paul Ryan was totally inadequate, and there was a proposal, which is the rarest of things in this town, a bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats, bicameral, Senate and House proposal supported by the President of the United States. And that was to look at what's happened over the last 10 years, the dramatic increase in the severity and the occurrence of fires, particularly in the western United States on public lands, and to give the Forest Service a budget adequate to fight those fires year in, year out, and also for those extraordinary fires, the ones that are pretty much unprecedented in history because of mismanagement and climate change and a number of other things, to fight those with emergency funds, just like we deal with tornadoes and hurricanes and earthquakes. That money should not come out of the budget of the Forest Service and the Department of Interior, because what do they have to do? Starting later this month, they're going to devastate the remainder of their budget. That means instead of going out and reducing fuels on fires through contracts, using private contractors, and mitigating the future risk of fire, they're going to have to cancel those contracts for this year because they're going to have to spend the money to fight the fires. And then it's not only firefighting contracts that they have to cancel, they have to devastate all across their budget, including recreation programs, their timber sale program, things that bring in revenue to the federal government. Any state that has federal lands administered by the Department of Interior or the Forest Service, most of the states in the Union, much more of an impact in certain states than others, will see a detrimental impact because the Forest Service and the Department of Interior are going to have to rob their budgets to pay for the cost of these fires. It also means that we didn't have as many people pre-deployed. We didn't have as much equipment pre-deployed. We didn't have all the resources we needed ready. We also need a whole new firefighting fleet. We're using World War II aircraft. They're not, they're kind of at the end of their useful life. And we're now pressing into service planes that are not particularly efficient at fighting fires because we don't have a fleet of planes, a modern fleet of planes, to assist our firefighters, help save their lives on the ground, help save the lives of people in communities that are affected. And what has this House of Representatives done? Nothing. Not even a hearing. Now, we can blather on forever about all sorts of things. We can have the 50 investigations of this or that, day in, day out. But can we take an action on something that's staring us in the face, which is the forest fire crisis in the western United States right now? Come on. Wake up and smell the smoke before it's too late. Take action. Pass this bicameral, bipartisan reform supported by the President of the United States. Give us the resources we need to fight these fires and to prevent future fires so we won't have more years like this. I yield back the ballot.
The gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Puerto Rico, Mr. Pierre Luce.